because I think foreign policy is all about prioritization. I think there are two and I'll answer the first part after, okay? All that prioritization, there's two priorities by far. Like, it's not even close. These are the top two priorities. Top one, you named it, and I could go on about that for an hour, declaring economic independence from China. I think we have an opportunity to defeat China economically now so that we do not have to defeat them militarily later. I believe that deep in my bones. I am running for president because I think we have a short window to do it. Xi Jinping has shot himself in the foot, as autocrats sometimes do, to take his third term last October. He's given us a gift. They're vulnerable right now. You pull the economic rug out from under them, yeah, it's going to be a little bit inconvenient for us. It's going to be worse for them. That's our chance. We got the ball game sitting in front of us, and yet here we are, bystanders watching, meekly letting a balloon float over half the United States before we shoot it down. If that had been a Russian spy balloon, we'd have shot it down, ratcheted up sanctions. The only reason we didn't is because we're afraid of our economic dependence in China. So I'm tempted to say, don't even get me started on that, because I'm going to go for 2 hours on that. But that's number one. Number two is that our military, I'm going to give you a rated R warning here. What I'm about to say, for some reason, I don't know exactly why, is rated R in the defense establishment. Like, you're not supposed to say this in polite company. If somebody gives me a good answer of why I can't do this, I'm always open-minded. But my plan as president would be to go in and use the military to decimate the cartels. We have a failed narco state south of the Texas border that is pumping in fentanyl that's responsible for, I'm not making up this number, 100,000 deaths, at least 80% of which are the consequence of crossings at the southern border. It's, by the way, related to China because you guys are business people, you know this. What happens when your price you charge remains the same, but your costs come down, your profit margin expands? Well, their costs came down dramatically. How did their costs come down dramatically? China is pumping cheap raw materials into the hands of those cartels to make it cheaper.
How would we decimate them?
Airstrikes, drone strikes,
really?
Special forces, go Bin Laden, go Soleimani on this thing, okay? If this was on the other side of the world, we'd already be doing it, so why wouldn't we do it if it's just south of our own border? If the U.S. military has one job, it is to protect the soil that we live on here in the United States. I mean, it has top purpose above all else. It is to protect the United States of America in which we live. And yet, as you said, we're now protecting some other border in Ukraine.